and then get it going here in Mini.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars.
Time to step into game 7. I got one question. Are you ready?
He's a Washington Husky, 6'9".
Thompson has done with this team and what their front office has done in speed.
Tibbetts, Justin Van Dyne, our officiating crew. We're underway here at Target Center.
And you see a little bit of a change here. Rudy Gobert opening on Steph Castle. Randall playing Wembanyama right off the bat here.
39% on Tuesday night in that loss in San Antonio. Edwards will see if he has a pep in his step here, and he turns it over on the first Timberwolves possession of the night.
Well, he handled and did not see a double team the first time he handled. So some changes on both sides as Fox knocks down.
Fox averaging 25.3 points per game on the road in the playoffs in his career. Randall has been searching for his offense. McDaniels, the pull-up pop, doesn't go. And Castle.
They really cannot afford.
Lob and jam, Wembanyama.
Over the 2 years with Castle and Wembanyama has been incredible.
Randall trying to muscle his way around Castle. Randall takes it in, and a strong.
And that's something that Chris Finch wanted. He wanted them to go at the rim. He doesn't want a lot of the floaters.
Castle nailed to advantage for the Spurs.
Well, those are going to be wide open if they're going to play him with Gobert.
DeSumo denied.
Goaltends, and they get the call right there.
Fox on the outside. Gets around DeSumo and lays it in. Wow. You know, number 3 in offensive rating in the postseason, number 1 in defensive rating.
You see again, no double team to start on Edwards.
And Edwards is fouled by
call on Castle. Those are the shots right there, though, that Chris Finch does not want. The runners and the floaters.
Oh! Castle in the
Castle to the rim.
The Spurs open up 5 of 7 from the field. This is another slow start for Minnesota. It has plagued them in this series.
Well, you see Wemby not in a drop when
Randall on a fade. Too strong.
Particularly Castle and Harper beat you with speed on the offensive end, beat you with physicality on the defensive end.
Easy lay-in for Edwards off the inbounds. Fox protecting, kick. The jumper is good. It
starts with, again, the guards for San Antonio just living in the paint.
McDaniels gives it up. DeSumo takes the baseline but misses on the runner.
Chris Finch thinks have been bad for his team. Either wants to get to the rim or spray it out.
The step in and steal. Edwards will put it down. He was himself again, loud, boisterous. Castle from three-point territory.
That's his second one. They've decided to play him with Gobert. Those shots are going to be there. He's now shooting over 40% in the playoffs from 3.
DeSumo tries the zigzag, and they're in the postseason, checks in.
He's had 2 double-doubles in the playoffs, coming off a game 5 with 17 and 10.
Edwards, he banks it in, and the foul. It was actually a surprise when he played in game 1.
A Denver series. He still played nearly 40 minutes in each of the last 3 games. Julius Randle said they've started calling him Wolverine because every time it looks like Ant might actually be hurt, he somehow gets right back up, guys.
And Gobert knocks it away from Wembanyama. Edwards drives, floats, short. Gobert.
In games it hasn't, and they've already shot 3 of those floaters that he doesn't want to see, and now here they are going small.
Terrence Shannon in, so is Naz Reid. Shannon rims out on a mark in this game after suffering a head contusion. Harper, the handles. Oh, nice little head.
In the paint. I think the key defensively for Minnesota Everybody focuses on Wemby. No, it's about keeping those guards out of the paint.
Keldon Johnson in the game, the 6th man of the year. Randall can't hit the floater, follows of 10 from the field. Timberwolves are 5 of 12.
Well, and it's all threes and paint.
21 games in the series opener, but it's been a struggle since. That was a Minnesota victory in Antonio in game 1. Castle, they're not there, and Castle, big numbers in the first 6 minutes of the opening quarter, 11 points.
Wow, and we've really seen it come out at playoff time, and they have just been unable to keep the guards out of the paint this entire series, and certainly here again in the first quarter tonight.
Spurs up by 11. Edwards, ball movement. Reed's going to have to do it himself. Fires and hits.
How are these going to keep these guards out of the paint?
Harper swing, Castle sets it up. Wembanyama on a kick. Vassell can't hit the three. Reed couldn't.
But he created that three, and Naz Reid finished the play.
Julian Champagnie is in. Champagnie got a piece of it, takes it away from Edwards. Spurs are running. Johnson on a spin. Johnson in the paint, upstairs for Wembanyama, who...
But Edwards has got to cut the turnovers. Already his second one tonight. I don't feel like either one of them were forced.
Hard cut. Naz Reid scoops it home.
But a perimeter guarding Dosunmu, and that opened up the three.
Nice step in there by Shannon, creating a turnover. Dosunmu, attack mode, deflected by Wembanyama. He's a human wall. Reed, ball fake. Reed three, put it on the board. That
would be helpful.
That was not part of the resume. It was just for you to get some really deep thoughts into your life. Cornette is in for San Antonio, so Wembanyama will get a breather here. High-level shot making so far. By 5, Keldon Johnson, give it up. Castle's at the hot hand and connects for 3.
Oh my, threes, that's out the window now.
Mike Conley in the game for Minnesota needs some help. Edwards against Harper. Fend off, lined it up. Hits the heel.
You'll see it for the rest of the night, other than maybe the very start of the third quarter.
Spurs have led by as many as 11, currently up by 8. Terrence Shannon Jr., second year in the NBA. Edwards, contact, couldn't finish. Johnson trying to force the action on the spin. Missed it on the interior, and it's out of bounds. San Antonio will...
More than the Spurs picking up Luke Cornette.
Time right now for tonight's live. Cornette, 82% shooter this season.
Great roster construction, and then the combination of great coaching by Mitch Johnson and his staff.
Brian, consistency in how San Antonio has done this. We know that they were approaching how to build their franchise.
No, it didn't. But I'll tell you what, the pressure that goes with being the GM, Brian Wright with that gray beard now, he's very young.
30-22, San Antonio. Reed, they shade with a second defender. Shannon, it's intercepted by Champagnie.
I didn't like that pass. I mean, I understand he wanted to get it to Gobert on the mismatch, but...
The fade goes down for Fox.
Guards from penetrating. I think they have to force the ball middle more and come early with the help. Forget being coming off shooters.
Necessary, Timberwolves and Spurs. That would be at 8 p.m. Go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app for the latest info. Conley, the jumper is pure.
Well, he's the three. 48% coming in after shooting only 34% during the regular season.
Johnson forcing the action, couldn't finish. Cornette is there.
Limited minutes, both in the regular season and the playoffs. Cornette's been their best offensive rebounder, ahead of Wembanyama and everyone else on the team.
The Euro by Reed, Cornette a factor.
Spurs.
Cornette, an NBA champion himself. Wembanyama checks back in for the final minute and change.
Now, only 3 guys had previous playoff experience for the Spurs. 2 of them off the bench, Cornette, and 16 points in the paint for San Antonio, and 5 made threes. and forcing these mid-range jumpers when Wemby comes in the game. That has been not good at all for Minnesota.
Wembanyama taps it over. Lead feed for Conley. Waiting for his teammates. There's a 7-second difference. Winding down here in the first. Reed, the back end against the grain with the left hand. Fox with 5 seconds. Whip it to the other side. Champagnie misses on a 3-ball. Knocked around, out of bounds. And Minnesota will have it with Dosunmu scoop, toss in the air, and it's off the 36-27 lead over Minnesota. The starting guards 23-9 in favor of the Spurs.
And you see Gobert out of the game again as Wemby's in. Going.
Couldn't hit from the side.
Udonis Haslem brought up an incredible stat on Minnesota before the game. 41% of their points in the Denver series on dunks and layups. Only 23% of their points in this series.
Oh, Harper. Totally high basketball IQ. San Antonio, 9 of 11 in the paint. Fend off there by Spurs.
I mean, great pass. Too extended defensively. I think they've got to get more compact paint. Steve Nash talked about that. They've got to shrink the floor and get back in the paint against this team.
Reed has a screen from Randall. Now he's got Castle defending him. Reed works in. Kick out. Randall can't hit the 3.
A late contest, and he just ran out. Edwards has got to be back earlier. Baskets already 20 points in the paint for San Antonio.
Victor Wembanyama. Edwards. Champagnie extends out defensively. Edwards puts it up. Short. And rebounded by the rookie Bryant.
Those shots are the ones Chris Finch talked about. Those in-between shots, mid-range jumpers, runners, floaters have not worked.
Ridiculous angle.
Three-point shooter here in the playoffs.
Minnesota has made just 2 of its last 12 field goal attempts. Shot clock is winding down. Reed has to hoist, and it's way off. So gone ice cold. San Antonio continues its scorching pace. 65% from the field. And a foul called. McDaniels got wrapped up with Wembanyama.
Not afford to have him on the bench with foul trouble.
Castle. Drive underneath. Kick it for Bryant. Bryant. Missed it. Offensive rebound. Castle muscles it in. And the foul.
This team, we're talking Castle and Wembanyama and Harper are all 22 years old.
It's not that they're scary right now. It's that they could be.
Them in Oklahoma City both. I mean, it's just unbelievable what's going to happen.
10-0 to start the second. Champagnie kept it in bounds, or did he?
Playing.
Did it hit Capers? It did.
It did.
And he was standing out of bounds.
He had one. Edwards back in quickly, which I think is an absolute necessity.
No Dante DiVincenzo, ruptured Achilles against Denver in the first round. Edwards bounce it. Dosunmu lines it up. It's off.
Well, that's got the ball to Dosunmu, wide open 3, just couldn't knock it down.
Castle penetrates, bounces back door. Wembanyama.
Randall's body position, though. He's forcing Wembanyama to the rim. I don't like that at all. Let him come off the screen.
Missed by Randall, leads to a break. Bryant had it blocked by Dosunmu.
7 fast break points here to none for Minnesota. And look,
I don't think you qualified.
why do I not qualify?
Okay, you can apply. Offensive rebound. Harper drive and kick. Wembanyama extra. Vassell got a 3.
But in the paint, kick it out, extra pass. If they don't shrink the floor and keep these guards out of the paint, they have absolutely no chance to win this game.
It's now 14-0 in the second. Edwards can't hide. Up ahead. Lob it. Bryant can fly. Hammer jam. AI mode in Google search. And the rebounding numbers stand 20-7 in favor of the Spurs.
Yeah, incredible. But look, you know why everybody Our viewers really like the Google. We want more eye candy.
We've gotten 0 messages about that. Minnesota is 0 of 10 in the second quarter, and there's a foul. 17. Oklahoma City is waiting for the winner here.
And I mean, look at the lineup they have on the floor right now.
Appearance for the Spurs since 2019, so it had been a long stretch building this thing back up. They went long-term. Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell, they believed in those guys, and then just kept adding pieces along the way. Foul is called out front.
Well, no, and the 56 is a little deceptive because 49 of those 56 games of playoff experience from the starters have come miss their block.
Wembanyama running the floor. Vassell can't hit the 3. Wemby, no look to Harper. Harper underneath, goes to work on the inside.
It's incredible.
This is a clinic. Shannon, drive, and he scores, plus the...
And I think you would agree with me on
I
that.
would.
We've seen shots.
56-30. Keep in mind, Game 5 was tied at 61 with 7.5 to go. It was a TKO. The miss by Shannon. Harper, lob it up, and the knock away by Minnesota. Shannon accelerates, and he finishes. Fox, Castle, Vassell, Bryant, and Cornette, the 5 on the floor for the Spurs.
Well, and this is where they like Gobert on the floor against Cornette because he doesn't have to worry about the 3 and he can just protect the rim, which he's great at.
Castle comes up. Reed, Gobert, Edwards, Conley, and Shannon for the Timberwolves. Reed takes it at the chest of Cornette and draws the foul.
He has to defend somebody out on the floor. Otherwise, and look, Chris Finch talked about it before the game. The 2 games, the other 3 that they lost, they were under 40 paint points in each of those games.
Currently at 18, San Antonio is plus 10 right now in that category. Fox defended by Edwards, screen Cornette, and there is a foul called.
Overextended their defense out on the floor. Now creating foul problems. 3.
That's why Fox is at the free throw line. And he's got 11 points. Then Castle with 17. 58-35, Spurs. Shannon forcing the action, and he floats it in.
I think he's established himself in this postseason run that he's at least a legitimate rotation player in this league.
Fox the flip.
But again, he's Dane. They've got to get help earlier on the perimeter and make him kick the ball out.
Taking it.
Touches the restricted area. If they have a chance at coming back, they've got to change that.
Shannon had it.
For San Antonio, and they've made 6 threes. You got to take something away.
Edwards splits defenders, but comes up short. Fox probing. Kicks it out for Vassell. 8 to shoot, 4.5 to go, second quarter. Vassell on a spin. Rims out.